on to a Joint Base Commodore Richardson. Senior Master Sergeant Gene Kenneth Geren, Air Force, First Sergeant for the 381st Intel Squadron. Ronnie joined the Air Force at 18. Being my only son, having him join was pretty awesome feeling. He'd always talk about, you know, beat me in rank, I guess you could say. So it was kind of a competition to him, as it always was. He really wanted to be on his own. Going overseas is what he wanted to do. He wanted to travel, see things. From my understanding, my son decided to go out, met some friends down at the club in Okinawa. He decided to drink alcohol while he was down there. He asked one of his newer friends if they would drive him home. They confirmed it. They continued to party. He continued to drink a little bit more. So on the way home, they drove up to one of the main stoplights coming back to Kadena. Another vehicle pulled up next to him, started revving engines to get ready to race. When the light turned green, they both pulled off at the light. Another individual pulled out in front of my son's driver, went into oncoming traffic and got T-boned on Ronnie's side. I got a phone call, and on the other line was my son's chief. What she told me was, "Sir, your son, Airman Beauville, Ronnie, has been in an accident. Status is unknown." It was basically the feeling, you know, it's almost like the blood rushed out of me. He was deceased. They brought him back on the scene. So when they finally got him to the Japanese hospital, he was bleeding out, and then he also crashed a couple times in the hospital while we were there, waiting for him to somewhat recover to bring him back to the United States, as well as during his surgery he had his heart had stopped. His main injuries, of course, was his crushed pelvic bone and laceration of the arteries. He also had a diaphragmatic hernia, 5 broken ribs on the right side, broken elbow, a laceration on the head, as well as contusions on spleen, his liver, and lacerations on his lungs. He was released from the hospital and then went through physical therapy for about 10 to 12 months at that point. They go down to a bar. I started my briefings back in March of 2012 at First Term Airman Center. I got approval to do a briefing there, and I kind of give it the personal story. I give the first sergeant perspective as well as a father perspective. That way folks know that it's not just about them when they're out partying with their friends. There's a bigger picture, there's the unit, there's the Air Force, and more importantly, there's the family. Because I think it says a lot for the wingman concept. You make a decision that impacts not just an airman's life, but you also impact a family's life as well. Just like any parent, we want our kids to have a successful life, a successful career. You know, we don't want to live longer than our kids do, and I almost experienced that with my son.